What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I pretty much feel like I think the rest of the NBA world or the rest of basketball fans, and that question is, do the Utah Jazz actually know that they are supposed to be tanking? I say that because in the early parts of the season, yes, we are only a few games in, but I look at them play, I look at their wins, I look at their fan base. I don't think anybody got the memo that they are supposed to be tanking this season. From trading Rudy Gobert in the offseason to trading Donovan Mitchell in the offseason, and everyone saying, oh, Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz are just going to, throw this season and go in for Victor Wembanyama. I beg to differ. I say this about professional players, right, all the time. Guys have pride. Guys are professionals. Granted, when you look at it, who's to say the Jazz may not be one of the 10 best teams in the West, but they have a better record than a lot of teams from last year. Now, granted, it's early. I'm not saying the Jazz are going to represent the West in the NBA Finals. But what I'm saying is, when you have players of a certain caliber, right, and they're still trying to prove themselves, Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, when you have Jordan Clarkson, Mike Conley, when you look Kelly Olynyk, and I look at their roster, Malik Beasley, and I say to myself, okay, how good can they be on the grand scheme of things? Who could they be better than? And the answer I would say is they can be better than a whole lot of teams. And I look at the teams that they are currently better than, not only in the Western Conference, but I look at the teams that they're better than in the entire league. Let's just say record-wise right now. As this video is being recorded, the Utah Jazz are stunningly 5-2. That's better than the team they beat last night, the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, of course, we all know the Memphis Grizzlies have Ja Morant, MVP candidate, stuff like that, right? And maybe that the Jazz roster isn't to the same acclimate, but they're playing I believe a back-to-back with the Jazz. Well, not a back-to-back because they play tomorrow. So they do turn around and play the Grizzlies and the Jazz. So when I look at, their roster and I say, wait, Jared Vanderbilt, wait, Rudy Gay's still there. THT is still there. Honestly, it's like, are they supposed to be 5-2? I don't know, because they beat a lot of good teams so far in the early parts of the season. Now, let's say, for instance, they go on a 15-game losing streak. Maybe we won't be having this conversation. But the reason I wanted to make this video is because, do they know they're supposed to be tanking? Adam Silver wants to put all of these things into place to prevent teams from tanking. From altering odds when it comes to draft picks, or not picks, but draft order, altering, certain things in the schedule, or however they might try to do it. They try to make it seem like there is an even playing field for everybody involved, and we don't want y'all tanking, thinking ultimately you're going to be rewarded, right? Because even when the Warriors won but so many games after Steph broke his hand and they ended up with, James Wiseman because of that. You look at all the top picks of last year. What OKC has been doing, accumulating picks and drafting young, even though Chet Holmgren will not play this year. So what is the Jazz plan of action, honestly? Is it to be competitive? Is it to fill the stadium with seats? Is it, I don't know, because it's like I said, they have a roster full of professional players, right? Guys don't like to lose. So even though their record, is 5-2, and people say, "Oh, well, this is early." They beat the Grizzlies. They beat the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets. It's early in the season, though. It's early. But a famous quote is, "It gets late early." That's by Yogi Berra. Honestly, the Utah Jazz are surprising. They are surprising. If they continue to win, they will be a story that gets, Utah is not a big market, right? So free agent players are not going to be running to sign on with Utah. Now, if they build around the core of players they have, Markkanen, Sexton, Beasley, Clarkson, unless any type of trade happens, right? We could be seeing a number of trades that could shake up the Jazz roster going forward. One being with the Los Angeles Lakers and Russell Westbrook. But that's another video for another day. I honestly when I watch the Jazz and I watch how they play, there isn't a sense of we're trying to lose. And that's the biggest thing. It's like I remember the days of the process, with Philadelphia. And you saw that they had NBA players, but they weren't NBA players. Their roster was made for them to actually lose games. So when you get an Embiid and a Ben Simmons and a Markelle, and you believe the process is over, and that's what the NBA wants to prevent. I believe the Utah Jazz have a chance to shock people every night. They play very hard, and that's all you can ask for from a team, right? For them to play hard, for them to give you effort, and just let the chips fall where they may, night after night. But with the Jazz, it seems like they're doing all those things and also want to come out with W's. They are very dangerous. Who am I to say whether or not they will be one of the best teams in the West? Who knows? Right now, they're better than the Lakers. Right now, they're better than the Warriors, record-wise. Right now, they're better than the Grizzlies, record-wise. They're better than the Suns, record-wise. So who am I to say how this season might end up for the Utah Jazz? They are supposed to be tanking. I don't think anybody in Utah that wears one of their uniforms gets the memo. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys see the Jazz stunning the league and actually making the playoffs or the play-in tournament? Do you guys see this just as early season jitters by other teams, and that once other teams start to get in the flow, the Jazz will see their season basically go by the wayside? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. It's always greatly appreciated hearing from you guys. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to the channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.